Gentlemen, we are in a Subaru Legacy GT, has the 2.5 boxer motor in it, and this one basically, in a nutshell, has the STI turbo on it. This also has Fortune 500 coilovers, so really nice stance, not too low, we can get over everything, but also you're in a Subaru, basically luxury sedan, so you're not going to be doing any off-roading. The Legacy is a super underrated car, and the reason I say that is because people always go for the WRX, they always go for the STI, but if you want more of an all-around package, you can get a Legacy and you're essentially getting a more luxurious WRX. I mean, you have pretty much the same engine and tons of other components out of those cars as well. Plus you can interchange them if you really wanted to. Now the two main Legacies in this year, especially 2008, are the kind of more normal basish model, and then there's also the Spec B, which was made in a limited production number. Essentially, we're gonna see what all the hype is about the Legacy and if it's really worth getting a WRX or an STI, because the price difference is pretty major. For some reason, the STIs and the WRXs, even high mileage, now they'll still cost a lot of money. In comparison, Nick, the owner of this car, got this for much cheaper than, say, a WRX. Now, Subaru advertises it, but they don't advertise it as very sporty. You know, they advertise it more as the family car. But you still have the hood scoop, you still have the kind of fun shenanigans, but at the same time, you take away some of the boy racer type. So one thing I did notice about this car is it does have a catted downpipe. Now, a ton of you are gonna be like, catted? How on earth could you get a catted downpipe? Well, honestly, when it's not catted, it can be really raspy, but at the same time, if you're not going for a stupid amount of horsepower and it's more of a daily driver, it's definitely more of the ideal situation. Plus, you still get a lot of cracking and popping noises, so all that good stuff's still there. You're not sacrificing too much. You can downshift to third, and you still get the really nice sound. The blow-off noise is pretty great, too. One other thing about the car is that it has a custom-made straight pipe exhaust, essentially, but for being a straight pipe, I am shocked on how quiet it is. Like, I can't even believe it. It's pretty ridiculous. Just like there's a little mouse under the hood sneezing. Brakes, I think I'm gonna find out pretty soon about. The pedal itself is mushy. That's like the best way to describe it. So, confidence expiring? I don't know. I wouldn't say so. Another great thing about this setup is Nick also has front mount intercooler, blow-off valve, all that good stuff. So not only does it help the flow of the car and the horsepower of the car, it also looks awesome. I mean, it has this kind of interesting, you know, luxury sedan look, but you just have this big front mount chilling in the bumper, kind of hidden, along with the hella horns too. And hella horns are like Subaru's like thing. You always see them in the grill. But let's also remember that all-wheel drive does not give you invincibility, but at the same time, it gives you a lot of confidence. However, if you're in a sticky situation, you pretty much have to mat it. So this will be interesting. It's been a while since I've driven a Subaru, since the Outback, actually. Yeah, the brakes, they need, yeah, no. This car pulls really nice, honestly. I mean, look, I'm talking to you while I'm doing this. It's not bad at all. It's still pretty quiet in here. Okay, yeah, I was going way too fast for these brakes. Another good thing is, with this 5-speed, it's actually pretty easy to shift. The shifter feels really solid. And, of course, I know this sounds weird, but if you have a good shift knob on a car, that always helps. It's like the most simple thing you'd ever do. Takes 5 minutes, but always helps. But what's really interesting is the Spec B has a 6-speed. All right. And shutting down. Okay, so Legacy definitely holds its own. I could definitely see how if you were with a bunch of group of friends in like a Subaru crowd and you had WRXs, STIs, they would probably have a hard time getting away from you if you had somebody who really know what they're doing. That actually kind of surprises me because it has a longer wheelbase, it's a little bit bigger, but it's pretty dwarfed. Like, it doesn't feel like a big car. And not that I'm saying it's a huge car, but the STI and WRX are smaller at the end of the day. But if you think about it, the new 15 STI is pretty much just as big as this is. Well, at least it feels like it anyway. Now, another funny story about this car is the Fortune 500 coilovers. They actually have done him very, very well. However, one time he hit an obstacle on the road, yet his tire didn't pop, his wheel didn't bend, but the coilover went bad and it broke. So he has one fresh new coilover on the car. I just thought that was really interesting that everything else held together, but that didn't. One other thing about the suspension is that it has a 22mm sway bar in the back and a stock sway bar in the front. So when I was going around these corners pretty aggressively, there was hardly any body roll, and that's what kind of shocked me about being in kind of a big-ish sedan, that it just was planted and good. It's funny, if you just kind of let off the gas after going wide open throttle for a second, you always get a little pop, almost no matter what. Also, I've noticed in the 2.5s, like, you almost expect the red line to be more around 7,000 RPM, but this is right around, say, 6,300. Clutch on this car is surprisingly easy. I got in the car and I had no issue. So when I stop and I go, it's no big deal. A little bit of buck in that gear. One of my favorite Subarus I drove on the channel was a silver blob eye owned by my friend Matt. And when I shifted that car, you almost had to dump the clutch, like, to get a smooth shift out of it. I know that sounds weird, but this one you almost have to kind of gently ride off of it in between shifts, so therefore I'm getting a lot of wheel hop and a lot of bucking and that sort of thing. And you're getting a little bit of a buck between each shift, but that's mostly me. That's mostly driver bod, so I'm not gonna worry about it too much. Next is the interior on the car. It's pretty simplistic. It's super easy to navigate. I mean, every button says what it does, which is nice. You don't have navigation, which is not really that big of a deal to me when we have phones and Garmin's and everything else. But it is always nice to, like, have it, if that makes sense. This steering wheel is pretty nice. The leather on the steering wheel and everything was actually made in Poland, and Nick ordered it, but it didn't show up in like 2 months because of like snowstorms. So I thought that was pretty funny. It feels a lot just like any other modern Subaru inside the interior. It's not gonna like blow you away, but it's not gonna be disappointing either. So you're in that nice middle ground. You get what you expect. Also, the back seats are actually usable. The seats are actually pretty comfortable. Visibility is good in the car. Big fat mirror up top. And yeah, it's an overall good package. I'm impressed. I like it a lot. That was much smoother. It's still a little buggy, but yeah, driver mod's needed from David. Just that blow-off noise alone is worth shifting into each gear. Subarus are a lot of fun. They really are. I can see why so many people like them. But at the same time, you just gotta keep up with them. I think that's like the best way to put it. So, on that note, guys, I want to thank each and every one of you for watching this quick little review video. I want to thank Nick so much for driving all the way down here to let me drive his Legacy GT. It was pretty much more than I wanted. I mean, I'm really siding with him now as like if you wanted just a good balanced Subaru boxer motor car with a turbo on it or interchange the turbos, this is a great option. I totally recommend it. So I'll see you guys next time, and take it easy and have a fantastic day.